we're going here. I think that we are live. Hey, what's going on out there in the land of the unfree America? How's everybody doing today? What is going on? How is everybody? Do me a favor, put in the comment section OTVO. Overturn Terry versus Ohio. Can you guys hear me okay? Give me a 5x5 if you guys can hear me all right. That would be absolutely amazing if you guys give me a 5x5. Let me know. Is this thing on? Is this thing on? Sorry, I haven't seen you guys in a couple days. Just starting to see some Jody Shiloh, Rancho Relaxo. What is going on? Sorry it's such a late broadcast. Gloria, KT, good to see you guys. Good to see you guys. How is everybody? So good to see everybody. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate it. OTVO. Probably be a small little room tonight because, well, it's late. It's 11 o'clock on the East Coast. Where are you guys watching from? What city, state, country, zip code? Where are you guys watching from? Ireland is in the house. Wee Man Sham. Let's OTVO is in the chat. What is going on, Playboy? How you doing, man? Good to see you, BS Unleashed. Sunday, hey, how are you? Chevy's in the chat. What's up, Chevster? Rosemary Hope is in the chat. AMG Stealth is here. Warren Team DLZ is in the chat. What is going on? Very opinion? That's not viral opinion. Viral opinion is my friend on Instagram. Maybe you guys remember this story because this is an update. We're going to watch a little bit of the video, but you guys remember this story of this Asian man in Oklahoma City that the cop, and the funny part is I know where you are, Jody. I have slowed this down, Marauder. I have slowed this down, this video, a couple times to watch it back. Boy, this cop is such an angry bastard. This cop is so angry. Are you under the bed right now? Is that where you are? Some of you are in the closet. What is going on? So we're going to watch this bad chicken, and then I'm going to give you the update on this because this guy's name was Lich Vu. Lich Vu. Right, John Perry. Was he resisting? Because that's all that matters. You know, if you don't comply to the government, you're such a terrible person. You know, the idea that you should comply to the government no matter what. Comply. You're not going to comply to the government? And that is the saying in our 1A community. In America, he didn't comply. And then people will say, oh, well, he didn't comply. Why would you want to comply with government agents watching from the dungeon? Why do you think it's so important that you comply to the government? I have such a hard time understanding people's mentality. Comply to the government. Comply. Why aren't you complying to the government? And so many people are like, you know, don't tread on me. I want my freedom. I want my freedom. But then as soon as the cops beat, rape, kill somebody, let's OTVO, they say he wasn't complying. We're not going to comply our way out of tyranny. Fred Wagner, I got your super chat. What's up, Fred? Thanks for the super chat, brother. Fred Wagner, I woke up this morning and I had a super chat on my Cash App from Fred Mother Truckin' Wagner. Thanks, Fred. I appreciate the support, buddy. Means a ton to me, dude. Means a ton. All right, let's get into this video. I'm going to slow this bad chicken down. What you're going to see in this video is you're going to see this Oklahoma cop absolutely lose his mind when this 80-year-old dude, 82-year-old guy, taps him in the chest, and cop loses it. You should see what an angry, horrible pig this cop is.
Now to a News 4 exclusive. More big developments surrounding a very controversial Oklahoma City police encounter.
We were the first news outlet to tell you the officer.
Do you see how the mainstream state-run media will coach you? Here's a controversial police encounter. No, it's not. You're going to witness a murder. You're going to witness the cops murder this guy. He dies. That's the update. Whoops, I let it out of the bag. The guy dies, Chad. Good to see you, Chad. This guy dies. And the mainstream media is going to frame it. It's a controversial. No, it's not. It's police brutality. Why don't you say it how it is, state-run media? Why don't you say it how it is? It's so annoying seeing these people
involved has resigned. It comes
Developments surrounding a very controversial Oklahoma City police encounter.
We were the first news outlet to tell you the officer involved has resigned. It comes months after then Sergeant Joseph Gibson took an elderly man to the ground during a traffic stop last October.
I'm sorry for interrupting. I apologize. That is not what happened. The mischaracterization by the mainstream state-run, government-run media is horrible.
Officer involved has resigned. It comes months after then Sergeant Joseph Gibson took
After Joseph Gibson did what?
an elderly man to the ground during
He didn't take an elderly man to the ground. He lost his shit, grabbed him by the wrists, and hip tossed him head first into the ground.
a traffic stop last October. Police say 71-year-old Lich touched and shouted at Gibson.
This footage is part of a nearly 6-minute.
So this is the part that you really got to see. We're going to slow this down right here. You got to see, look at how angry this bastard of a cop is. Watch how angry he is. He's so mad that Lich touched him. He touched him.
During a traffic stop last October.
So you get to see this angle. Now watch this.
Police say 71-year-old Lich
Okay, but watch the pig, okay? Just take a look at the pig right here, all right? We're going to go real slow here. Here's your pig. Look at him. I've wrestled in high school and college a little bit. I wrestled and did MMA, jiu-jitsu for 20 years after college. This guy is acting as though he's in a match against Lich. Watch the way his body contorts and how he absolutely, his whole goal is to wreck Lich. Watch.
And shout.
He says, "No, leave me alone." He said, and he's spoken in a broken Vietnamese accent. So he goes to grab him.
This footage is
Look at the cop.
Part of
Look at the cop.
Nearly
head first into the ground. Look at the cop. Look at the absolute psychopath. Chad's been a member for 1.5 years. What's up, Playboy? You guys do me a favor. Double tap on the screen. Hit the like button if you would, pretty please. Hit the like button if you could do that for me. That would be amazing. Double tap right on the screen, right on the glass of your phone. Or hit the thumbs up if you're watching on your computer. The third person here is his wife. This is Lich Vu's wife. And this is in Oklahoma City. Joseph Gibson. Has anybody run a Google search to see where he ended up? Look at him. This is how you wrestle somebody when you're in high school or college. You put your face into them, you wrap them up. He's taken this guy on as though he's some sort of hardened criminal.
Is part of
and now you see his hips turn. You see Joseph Gibson's hips. When his hips turned a little bit, that's going to give him the torque he needs to slam Lich head first. He pulled back both of his arms. Watch Lich Vu's arms. Now, we saw the dirty pig and how aggressive he was, right? But now watch Lich Vu and look at Lich Vu's arms.
And Gibson.
Look at the level of psychopath he goes to.
Footage is
look at that, jerking and pulling. And now whipping. So he took the far arm. He's going to take this arm right here and throw it over Lich Vu's head, which is going to cause him to go head first into the ground. So he grabs this arm, puts it behind the back, and then goes to pull it over the head.
This footage is
here. See there? He's taking that far arm and looping it over his head. There it is. You can see it.
6-minute video released by Oklahoma City Police in November. But now The attorney representing Law's family is giving us never-before-seen footage from the same call.
News 4's John Hayes takes us through it.
Your vehicle is not like that.
Sit down.
No.
You sit down. Get on the ground.
He killed him right there, just so you know. He died.
Video from a traffic stop we've been showing you for months now.
Chad Sr. with a super chat. I've learned so much from watching your channel. I appreciate everything that you do. There is strength in knowing your rights. Thanks, Chad. Thanks a lot, buddy. I appreciate the super chat, man. Thanks, dude.
An argument between now former Oklahoma City Police Sergeant Joseph Gibson and 71-year-old Liv Vu over a traffic ticket escalating.
Hey, roll fire and him's out here and a supervisor.
Hopefully Joseph Gibson gets sued for wrongful death. Because he
I got
dies.
into use of force.
But you haven't seen this. Several minutes of new video shows everything Gibson said and did after Vu ended up on the ground. You can see Vu's wife clearly distraught.
He kept out bleeding. He died.
No, he's not.
No.
Go sit over there.
A few minutes later, things escalate between them.
Go over there.
I did a picture with this.
Go over there.
Yes, sir.
You're about to get sprayed. Go over there now.
Now he's going to spray a woman with pepper spray. Oh, yeah, Daniel sued. No, the cop needs to go to jail. The DA and the cops work hand in hand. Every day, the DA and the cops work right next to each other. So originally, the cop got suspended or reprimanded. They removed that reprimand. Originally, the DA was going to do something, but then he dropped that idea. The DA and the cops are best friends. Just remember that.
Go over there. Sit.
Now he's going to spray her with pepper spray for checking on her husband.
Eventually unlocks Vu's handcuffs before another officer shows up.
He still has a pulse, but he hit
He
his
still has a pulse. Today, he dies.
Vu's attorney tells us he suffered a brain bleed that required surgery, broken bones, and was already in poor health battling cancer. The second officer is unsuccessful at waking him up at first. Gibson eventually makes a request.
You might check. You might check for a pulse. I'm getting adrenaline.
Vu eventually wakes up, but is unable to move much. His wife comes back to check in.
Go, step. Go.
What is this shit? You can't check on your loved one when the cop just head slammed him into the concrete? Why can't she check on her husband? It's a fair question. Why can't she go check on her husband? She in no way, shape, or form is posing any
Vu
threat.
eventually wakes up, but is unable to move much. His wife comes back to check in.
Go, step.
So there's his wife. She has her camera, and that's her. She can't come around. Why can't she check on her husband who has a brain bleed? Why can't she check on her husband? He dies. He died a week ago, 2 weeks ago. I'll check. I'll get the exact date.
Go over there.
Why does she have to go over there? This is just like, and all the people out there who say, just comply with the government. Just comply with the government. Comply with the government. If you don't comply with the government, you're a bad person. You didn't comply. Why didn't you comply with the government? She didn't comply. He should pepper spray her. She didn't comply. I'm so sick of hearing it. I'm so tired of it. She didn't comply. Vu didn't comply.
My husband.
I understand it's your husband, but you need to wait right there.
Vu is on the ground for about 6 minutes before an ambulance shows up. Gibson explains to paramedics what he says happened.
I grabbed a hold of him. He fell. He hit his head whenever he fell pretty hard. It was a knot. Lost unconsciousness.
You guys just saw it. I played it in slow motion. Denny. Good to see you, Denny. I played it in slow motion. Make sure you guys who's a member? Can all the members say hello? Make sure you guys are members of the channel. The only way this channel is surviving right now is through your memberships and super chats. I just want to be clear. This channel will not survive, may not survive the next month without you guys being members and without super chats. I'm just telling you, the channel won't make it. It is what it is. And I've considered just starting a whole new channel is what I've considered doing. But this channel won't make it much longer. There's nothing I can do about it. So
bleeding. Is this guy?
So become a member. Become a member. Become a member of the channel. Get that little icon. It costs you like $3 or $4 a month, but it really keeps the channel alive.
Gibson's supervisor shows up next, but we don't see the conversation.
We're talking to Lieutenant Gary, turn the body camera off.
Attorney Devin
They turned the body camera off. That has to come to an absolute end.
Jacob plans to sue Gibson on the Vu family's behalf.
Mr. Gibson is not going to be the only defendant.
That's because Jacob says this is a complex case with many factors, starting with a criminal charge Oklahoma County District Attorney Vicky Behena filed against Gibson for aggravated assault and battery.
She dropped that charge. She dropped the charge. This is the pre-video. I'm going to show you the video where he dies next. He died a couple weeks ago.
Oklahoma Attorney General Gentner Drummond later dropped the charge, saying Gibson acted within the scope of his training.
There's a question now as to who actually is in charge of setting the training, which apparently Mr. Gibson was complying with when he assaulted and nearly killed my client.
No. He did kill him. He died a couple weeks ago. But this is a good one. Son D became a member, everybody. Right on, Son D. Everybody welcome Son D. What is going on? What is going on? I'll put I'll put it in the second in Marauder.
Attorney General Gentner Drummond later dropped the charge, saying Gibson acted within the scope of his training.
So the Attorney General of Oklahoma stepped in over the local district attorney and said, we're not going to press charges against Joseph Gibson. We're not going to charge the pig who head slammed this guy into the concrete. Thanks, Son D, for becoming a member. I appreciate it.
There's a question now as to who actually is in charge of setting the training.
Right. So they're always going to say, oh, this was our training. If you resist in any way, we get to slam you head first into the ground. It's our training. That's how we train them. You didn't comply.
Which apparently Mr. Gibson was complying with.
You didn't comply. John Lund, you didn't comply. And so that justifies all the bootlickers to go, oh, slam him head first in the concrete.
When he assaulted and nearly killed my client.
There was also the internal review we were told last year was underway. It could have led to discipline for Gibson had he not resigned.
The information trickled over through the rumor mill, and that's how the family found out.
Police won't share.
Right, and if you resign, so there's a city contract or a state contract or a county contract with the sheriff or the police department. Inside of that contract, it says if the cop resigns, well, then you know what? The investigation's over. He doesn't work here anymore, right? That could be altered. That city, state, or county contract with the pig shack could be altered. Why isn't it? Because no one demands it. There's no leader going, hey, we should change this about the contract that you resign and you just get to get away with head slamming people into the ground.
Share any results or recommendations with us.
They're essentially telling their officers that, it's really bad what if you break the law, but if you get a pass for breaking the law, then we're going to give you a pass and let you slide out of here without any repercussion.
That's exactly right. But remember, this is the city contract that we sign with this pig shack. Remember that. It's in a city or county or state contract. That line in the contract could be changed by the mayor or the governor before the contract is renewed with the pigs. Does that make sense? I'm just wondering.
Requested interviews.
Does it make sense? Let's get 10 members. I want to get 10 new members during this live stream. So if you learn anything here, then do me a favor, become a member.
With Chief of Police Ron Basie, City Manager Craig Freeman, OKC FOP President Mark Nelson, and former Attorney General Mike Hunter, one of Gibson's attorneys. All of them declined. Nelson, though, sent us a statement Tuesday saying the FOP supports Gibson's decision.
Of course, it's always the same with the state-run media. They go to the Fraternal Order of Police, and the Fraternal Order of Police always say, hey, we back up the cop. It's the same. We've been seeing this for 40, 50 years. It's the same thing.
To resign. Jacob says he's concerned about the lack of transparency.
We're going to find out exactly what happened. And I assure the public that the story is going to be made public. All of it. Every detail.
He also has serious concerns about something Gibson could be heard saying.
I grabbed a hold of him, he fell, he hit his head.
Those same words also showed up on the report Gibson filled out.
A police report is an official record. And if you or I make a false statement to the police, we would be charged with a crime for, making false reports. So again, we need to look at those reports and see if everything contained in those reports was truthful, and if they're not truthful, was it an intentional or an intent to mislead an investigation?
And Joe, do me a favor. Put in the chat how many cops have been prosecuted for lying in a report. Put in the chat how many cops have been charged with perjury for lying on the stand. Put in the chat how many cops is it? How many cops is it? Chevy with 10 gifted memberships. Right on, Chevster. Proud Dad got a membership. OSU Buckeyes. Bree Penniman. Right on, Bree. Simon Says got a membership. Skin E. Vadi got a membership. Brandon Henderson got a membership. Dubs. Itchy Yander got a membership. Right on. Kim Spinner got a membership. Danelle Brown has been a member for almost 2 years. You guys consider becoming a channel member. I need your support. I can't do it without you. Cannot. I'm telling you now. Thanks,
Because
Chevy.
that's also a question that needs to be answered here.
John Hayes, Oklahoma's News 4.
Wow.
All right.
I mean, when we see it like this, I'm going to zoom in on that right side. Watch it in real time without me slowing it down. Watch this right here. Just watch this side of your screen.
An intent to mislead an investigation, because that's also a question that needs to be answered here.
John Hayes, Oklahoma's News 4.
Wow.
All right, John. Thank you. Now,
And did you hear him? Did you hear the pig? Listen to what the pig says.
John Hayes,
Listen to the pig here. Everybody listen to the pig.
Oklahoma's News 4.
Get on the ground. Did you hear it? Did you hear him? He's so angry that his authority wasn't being respected.
A question that needs to be answered here.
John Hayes, Oklahoma's News 4.
Get on the ground. Get on the ground. Like, what a psycho pig.
all right, John. Thank you. Now, Jacob also told John while they initially planned to file the lawsuit last month, it's now been delayed to April. He says it's due to citations issued to VU for assault and a traffic citation he says can't be accounted for.
Jacob says he's under the impression District Attorney Vicky Behena does not plan to file charges for assault, but would like to get that in writing first. As far as the traffic citation, Jacob says he was told by court officials they do not have any record of it being filed.
John reached out to Behena's office for comment, but hasn't heard back yet.
Incredible.
Hey, thank you for joining us. I'm Sean.
There's the guy right there. Take a look at his face.
Hey, thank you for joining us. I'm Sean
Did you see the guy's face? Murdered him.
Navarro, and we begin with a follow-up to that body cam you just saw. That 72-year-old man died last night,
He's
almost
dead.
a year since that incident with
He's
OKC
dead.
police. KOCO's Olivia Hickey
That's crazy.
spoke with loved ones today about him. And Olivia, they say he hasn't been the same since, right?
That's right, Chantel. The story went viral when it first happened. Here it is on the screen behind me again. His attorney says he had cancer, but he was active. And this incident is what they say has caused his health problems to decline rapidly. Now, I spoke with Toon Nguyen, who has known Vu and his wife for most of his life. He tells me he died in his sleep and will be remembered for giving back to the community and
Wow.
always putting others before himself. Mr. Vu's wife called him to tell him the news.
I mean, look at this guy. 81-year-old guy, and he says, ah! And he just makes some little sound, and then he taps the cop on the chest, so the cop head slams him head first into the ground.
This morning.
He's mentioned to her that, the ease of him going away is that he's going to forgive Mr. Gibson and whatever he's done, the pain and suffering that he's caused upon his family. And so he said that he's at peace with that.
Last October, Vu got into an argument with former Oklahoma City officer Sergeant Joseph Gibson about receiving a ticket.
And listen to the framing that the state-run media is giving you. Listen to what the framing is. Vu got into an argument
while responding to a non-injury crash. Body cam footage now on your screen shows Gibson throwing Vu to the ground. Vu's head hitting the pavement. He was transported to the hospital with a head fracture, a neck fracture, and a brain bleed. His attorney telling KOCO his health drastically declined after the incident. Gibson was facing a charge of aggravated assault and battery. But Attorney General Gretner Drummond dropped the charge last December. Gibson resigned from the department back in March. In April, we told you Vu was filing a federal lawsuit against the former officer, the Attorney General, and Oklahoma City. His attorney confirms the lawsuit is pending. He and the family are committed to seeking justice, so no other family has to experience this scenario. Now, we did reach out to the Oklahoma City Police Department and Gibson's legal representation. We are still waiting to hear back. The city of Oklahoma City has no comment at this time. Details on Vu's funeral arrangements have yet to be released.
This says here that Joseph Gibson has resigned. Gibson was initially charged, but that was dismissed, revoked. They didn't charge him. He was under investigation. No criminal conviction resulted in it. Civil litigation's ongoing. Did that dirty pig get a job at another pig shack? I could not find any public records. He resigned from the Oklahoma City Department in March of 2025. He's no longer with them and left via resignation. He wasn't even fired. There's no public document where Joseph Gibson has ended up.
Wynn says he and others are working towards improving the relationship between the city's Asian community and the police department. We'll dive into that in the next 30 minutes. Reporting live in the studio, Olivia Hickey, KOCO 5 News.
You guys got to see this. So let me give a summary of this real quick. So this is the story of Lich Vu out of Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. He was pulled over by Oklahoma City cop Joseph. What's his last name again? He was pulled over by Oklahoma City cop Joseph Gibson. Joseph Gibson, because Lich Vu didn't comply fast enough, Joseph Gibson grabbed him by the arms and slammed him headfirst into the concrete. A couple weeks ago, almost 1 year after the incident, Lich Vu died in his sleep from the head injury that he got. So there it is right there. There it is right there. I saw this and I watched 3 minutes of this and I was like, oh my God, I've got to share this with Team DLZ. Check this shit out. This is some morbid shit right here. This is, so here's the $1 million question. Say that you have ADHD or you have, let's say you suffer from PTSD from going to war. We send our guys to endless, pointless, stupid wars all the time. Let's say that you had a divorce that went bad and it was really heartbreaking. Your wife left you for your jiu-jitsu instructor, or your husband left you for a secretary or for a coworker at work. Let's just say, right? This is just scratching the surface of where we're heading with this neurocognitive alterations of your mind.
Welcome to Cognify, a facility designed to treat criminals like patients. Instead of spending years in an actual prison cell, prisoners could finish their sentence here in just a few minutes.
In a few minutes.
Cognify could someday create and implant artificial memories directly into the prisoner's brain. These complex, vivid, and lifelike memories are created in real time using AI-generated content. Depending on the series,
they generate content in your mind and then they implant that into your brain as though it's your actual memory. That's some crazy shit right there. I'm trying to get this to play.
Seriousness of the subject's crime and their sentence, the memories could be tailored to the rehabilitation needs of each subject. The artificial memories implanted by Cognify would be seamlessly incorporated into the existing neural networks of the brain, preventing cognitive dissonance and ensuring the subject experiences the memories as if they were real. The Cognify concept offers a new approach to criminal rehabilitation, transforming how society deals with offenders by focusing on rehabilitation rather than punishment. First, the prisoner is given a choice.
You see how the mainstream media or whoever is creating this, you're a subject or you're a prisoner. You're not a human being.
Either spending tens of years in a prison cell or seeking fast-track rehabilitation through artificial memory implantation. If the prisoner chooses to undergo fast-track rehabilitation, the Cognify device is used. Next, the prisoner
Cognify device is used.
Undergoes high-resolution brain scanning to create a detailed map of their neural pathways.
A detailed map of your neural pathways. That could never be abused, right? They would never take someone who is a dissident or somebody who is a protester. They would never strap them down into that chair after they learn how the mind works and then alter their brain to become a government copsucker. Hey, he didn't comply. That's that. If you catch yourself saying that, then understand you're starting to cross over to the dark side. You didn't comply to government.
This brain map helps guide the Cognify device to target specific brain regions responsible for memory, reasoning, and logical thinking, such as the hippocampus, prefrontal cortex, amygdala, parietal lobe, and anterior cingulate cortex. Once the target brain regions are identified, Cognify is then placed around the head of the prisoner. The intensity and the type of artificial memories is then adjusted depending on the crime. Inside the criminal's mind, time would pass differently.
Inside of the criminal's mind, you're let's say you stole something. Let's say that your SNAP benefits get cut off next month and you steal your neighbor's lawnmower. It's not right. You shouldn't steal your neighbor's lawnmower, but you did it. Now you're a criminal. There's no other word for you. You're just a criminal.
Differently, slower than in real life, making them experience years' worth of artificial memories in just a few minutes. Synthetic memories are customized depending on the crime committed and the unique brain structure and psychological profile of the individual. Violent offenders could experience memories that are designed to trigger empathy and remorse, seeing their crime from the perspective of their victim, feeling their pain and suffering firsthand. Some memories are designed to trigger consequences and trauma. Such memories could simulate the long-term consequences of violent actions, such as the grief of the victim's family or the physical and emotional trauma endured by the victim. Artificial memories could cover a wide range of crimes, including domestic violence, hate crimes and discrimination, embezzlement, insider trading, theft and fraud.
So do they have different neurocognitive programs for different kinds of crimes?
Cognify Emotion Regulation System could modulate neurotransmitters and hormones to induce specific emotional states, such as remorse or regret, which is crucial for rehabilitation.
Forgiveness is the biggest crucial factor. Forgiving yourself, forgiving others for what they've done wrong to you.
Real-time monitoring and feedback mechanisms could track the prisoner's neural responses throughout the process, allowing the system to adapt and optimize the rehabilitation in real time with new visuals, sensation, and realistic AI-generated content.
Realistic AI-generated content. Are you guys hearing what they're trying to put down our throats? Are you listening to this? It's crazy.
Ensure the long-term effect of the therapy session, the memories could become permanent, fully integrated into the subject's mind, as if they were part of their own personal experiences. While subjects are undergoing therapy session, valuable data are collected from all the prisoners into a central computer for scientific research, which will help understand the criminal mind and determine the best.
There it is again, the criminal mind. You know, anybody ever see a movie called Trading Places with Eddie Murphy? Put a 1 in the chat if you saw that movie called Trading Places with Eddie Murphy. It's an old 1980s movie. But it showed that when someone has opportunity, they're not a criminal anymore. When someone has an opportunity to make it okay.
Approach to tackle crimes in society. AI-driven analytics could enhance the device's functionality, optimizing future procedures based on gathered data and insights. Cognify could feature encrypted storage for sensitive prisoner information and rehabilitation data. A compact and portable design would allow Cognify to be used anywhere in the world. It would be constructed with durable materials to withstand frequent use. Its energy-efficient design would ensure long operational life, reducing the need for frequent recharges. It would have the ability to integrate seamlessly with other prison systems, like security cameras and biometric identification. Once the therapy session is concluded, family members of the subject could be provided with a comprehensive report.
Family members of the subject. The government sees us. Hey, you didn't comply to government. You didn't comply to government, okay? You didn't comply to government. You're such a bad person. Listen to the words you're saying. They call us subjects. They call us criminals.
On the new artificial memories that have been implanted, offering them a chance to adjust to the subject's new, positive personality traits. The subject is then released back into society to start a new life away from crimes.
A new life away from crimes. If you give somebody opportunity, education, and love, empathy, they won't commit crimes. We saw that with Rat Park. Does anybody know Rat Park?
The Cognify concept could revolutionize the criminal justice system by significantly reducing the need for long-term incarceration and its associated costs. Traditional prisons require substantial budgets for construction, maintenance, staffing, and prisoner care, including food, healthcare, and rehabilitation programs. By replacing extended prison sentences with brief, intensive rehabilitation through artificial memory implantation, the costs of maintaining prison facilities and supporting inmates could be drastically lowered. The funds saved from reduced incarceration and recidivism rates could be reallocated to other critical areas. These might include education, healthcare, infrastructure development, social welfare programs, or research and development initiatives that benefit society as a whole. By rehabilitating offenders more quickly, Cognify could enable them to reintegrate into society sooner and contribute to the workforce. This increased productivity could boost the economy and generate tax revenue, further offsetting the initial investment in such technology. Successful rehabilitation through Cognify could lead to safer communities, reduced crime rates, and improved social well-being. This could have far-reaching positive impacts on individuals, families, and society as a whole, contributing to a more stable and prosperous future.
No. Without empathy, without love, without community, then these people will commit crimes again. Without a mother and a father, siblings that love them, the chances of you committing crimes are very high.
Apart from treating criminals, Cognify could also be used to treat severe memory loss by helping patients recall their past memories.
Besides treating criminals, it could also be used for reprogramming your brain. You didn't vote for Kamala Harris? We need to sit you down and reprogram you. You didn't vote for the dumpster fire? We need to program you. You don't agree with wars? We need to reprogram you. It could also be used for other things. What are those things? What possibly else could you use mind-altering memories in my brain to do?
Cognify could lead to safer communities, reduced crime rates, and improved social well-being. This could have far-reaching positive impacts on individuals, families, and society as a whole, contributing to a more stable and prosperous future.
You guys do me a favor, hit the like button. Only 200 likes. I got to get better about, please become a member. Sign up. It's $3 or $4 a month. It supports the channel. The channel won't survive if you don't become a member. It's just that simple. And hit the like button. I've got to be a little more proactive. I'm working on other things in the background right now. That's why I stopped my board game. I'm working on something else. So I'm just inundated with this other thing I'm working on. But I do have to keep this channel going. I don't want this channel to die. So I need your help.
Apart from treating criminals, Cognify could also be used to treat severe memory loss by helping patients recall their past memories. It could also treat patients with PTSD by implanting positive
Could we cognify cops first, according to John Lunn? Absolutely, we
memories that replace the negative ones.
So what happens to the negative memories? We replace the negative memories with the positive ones. The negative ones just go away forever? I'm going to give just a minute on this and we're going to get out of here. We're not going to stay on this for a long time.
If there's one thing we all learned growing up, it's that drugs are bad. Like really, really bad. We've been taught that addiction is inevitable and that addicts are completely irrational. But you might be surprised to learn that a lot of what we think we know about drugs and addiction comes from a series of studies done in the 1950s and 60s on rats. And it turns out that what we think we know, yeah, it might just be wrong. This is Bruce Alexander.
I'm a psychologist with Simon Fraser University.
Bruce has been studying addiction for almost 50 years. When he started back in the 70s, there was a huge public concern about heroin use and what many at the time described as a growing epidemic.
The view was that heroin was essentially a demon drug. If you took it a few times, it would flip a switch in your brain and you would be forever addicted. That was it. You were doomed. And it was in the media, it was in the movies. But in those days, there was also a primary kind of research evidence that was used to support this idea.
Much of that research used animal studies, particularly laboratory rats. Rats would be placed in really small cages.
So here's the whole key to what I was just telling you a second ago. This is the rat park education. So they put rats in tiny little cages. That's the first thing. Secluded them, isolated them away from empathy, love.
Called Skinner boxes.
A Skinner box is a box which is just about 3 times the size of a rat. The experiments involved putting rats in Skinner boxes with a needle which was implanted in their jugular vein, so that if the rats pressed the little lever on the wall, they would get a little surge of heroin in their bloodstream.
Press the pedal, get a shot of heroin. Press the pedal, get another shot.
And in some cases, they just kept pumping heroin into themselves to the point where they forgot to eat and would die.
Beliefs about rat studies would find their way into PSAs and Hollywood films, and they would become part of our collective understanding of just how dangerous these drugs really were.
These experiments seem to show that any creature, including
Richard Nixon, one of the worst presidents in U.S. history who declared war on drugs, ruined our country by doing that. Right on. Irish Eyes became a member. Right on. Thanks, Irish Eyes. I appreciate the support, man.
even the lowly rat, if given access to heroin, would simply take lots and lots of it.
But Bruce had another idea.
What these experiments really show is that rats who are in solitary confinement will take lots of heroin.
Yes.
See, rats are very social animals. Rats don't normally spend their lives in harnesses with catheters shoved in their necks. They prefer playing with other rats, running around, you know, doing rat stuff.
To put a rat in a Skinner box is to make this very, very social creature live a life of solitary confinement.
They do the same thing to people in jails and dungeons. Good luck, James, on your recovery. Thanks for sharing, brother. I'm sorry you went through that.
Bruce and his colleagues wondered if maybe these rats were taking so many drugs because they were living in such an unnatural environment. So he organized his own rat experiment, but with some important differences. Most notably, he built a much bigger enclosure for them.
About half as big as my garage floor, as a matter of fact.
Bruce and his colleagues filled it with everything a rat could want: food, running wheels, and other rats to play with. He called it Rat Park. His team put a group of rats in the park and another group of rats in solitary cages. They made morphine freely available to both. The results were eye-opening. Giving the choice between plain water and morphine, the Rat Park residents chose the water. It's not like the rats in Rat Park totally abstained from morphine, but
you could say that they acted more or less like human recreational users of morphine.
Bruce and his colleagues even tried an experiment where the rats in cages were giving nothing but morphine-laced water to drink for 57 days straight.
In other words, we made sure they were good and addicted. In terms of the conventional expectation, every one of those rats should have been addicted for the rest of its life.
But when they were placed in Rat Park, those same addicted rats generally chose to drink the plain water and voluntarily went through withdrawal.
People were shocked that the rats in Rat Park had so little interest in morphine.
And they voluntarily went through withdrawals. Is that Grateful Dab? Irish Eyes got 5 gifted. Yes! Right on, Irish. Don Pennington, Jerry Falwell, Steve McMahon, Scott Mick got membership. Sean Kruk all got membership from Irish Eyes. Right on. Thanks a lot. We don't stop. Put in the comment section, you guys. We don't stop. Grateful Dabs. We don't stop. So when the rats were taken out of solitary confinement, think about what they do to people in jails and prisons all over this country. I went through it myself. They put you in a room. What'd they say a Skinner box was? About 3 times the size of a rat. They locked me in a room 5 feet wide, 8 feet deep. They locked me in that room for a week. I couldn't come out. It drove me crazy. You guys saw me crying in court. Right after that, they took me right out of that room, put me in a courtroom with 50 people. My emotions were overwhelmed. I started crying immediately. As soon as I was walking into the courtroom, I was already crying. I couldn't control it. There was nothing I could do. Tears just streaming down my face. They had just put me in a Skinner box for a week. Let's OTVO with 5 gifted memberships. Cash Out Truckin' with a membership. Right on. Let's go, Team DLZ. Let's go. Let's fucking go, baby. Fakwa got a membership. Grayson got a membership. Jay Kramer got a membership. Death Defy. William got a membership. SS got a membership from Let's OTVO. Let's go. Thanks a lot, guys.
The Rat Park study suggested a much more complex picture of addiction than many people had suspected. Addiction wasn't simply a story of chemicals rewiring our brains or hijacking our reward.
Okay, I've already seen this, you guys. Remember what I just showed you a moment ago? They said they're going to rewire the brain with new memories. It's not going to work how they think it's going to work, and it's going to make a lot of people crazy. And you're going to get more shooters, and you're going to get more psychos from fucking with somebody's brain. Listen to what he says here. It completely rebukes this new idea that they're going to change our brains.
The Rat Park study suggested a much more complex picture of addiction than many people had suspected. Addiction wasn't simply a story of chemicals rewiring our brains or hijacking our reward centers.
It's not a story of chemicals simply rewiring our brains. That's not what the story's about. Cash Out Truckin'.
Other factors like environment, feeling of isolation or hopelessness.
Your environment, your feelings of isolation,
poor social bonds, and lack of
social bonds
control all likely play an important role in what leads to addiction. Think about the implications for how we've been treating drug addicts. They're often shamed and
we're putting people in fucking dungeons and then wondering why they get out and they're just Chill Till I Die got a membership from Cash Out Truckin'. Is it Cash Count Truckin'? Is that what it is? Cash Count Truckin', 5 gifted memberships. Jeffrey Jones got a membership. Oregon Bro got a membership. Wade, Chill Till I Die. That's my brother right there. We got to talk more Chill Till I Die. I miss talking to you on email, dude. Grateful Dabs.
Ostracized, thrown in jail, moved into halfway houses. Instead of integrating them into society, you could say that we're kind of isolating them in cages, like rats. Doesn't seem like such a great idea. And more importantly, it doesn't seem like it's working. At the time it was published, the Rat Park study was largely ignored, but it's finally starting to get...
Let's get 50 people to match that $2 super chat. 50 people. We got 500, 600 people. How many we got? We got 500 people in here. Let's get 50 people to match that $2 super chat. Let's go! Let's go! Let's fire it up! Late night stream
today.
It's literally taken 35 years for the Rat Park experiment to find its way into the popular understanding of addiction.
In recent years, other researchers have replicated Bruce's studies and conducted new ones of their own, adding to our increasingly complex understanding of addiction. And that's great. With concerns over drugs and addiction still dominating the headlines today, a careful analysis and understanding of the research is more vital now than ever. After all, we're never going to get the treatment right if we're getting the diagnosis wrong. Subscribe to our show page.
Is that right? You can't send us. So Rosemary Hope said, I'm sorry, I'm doing well again today, and it won't let me send a super chat. I've been trying. Love what you're talking about, Chille. Yeah, is anybody else having a problem sending a super chat? You can't like some of my videos. You can't share some of my videos. You can't comment. You can't super chat. I'm telling you, man, there's nothing.
Be the first to see new episodes of Wrong.
Pretty incredible stuff we're seeing. Pretty incredible stuff. I mean, and what are we doing? How are we doing it instead? Instead, what we're doing is we're figuring out ways to incarcerate people in tiny little cells, just like Rat Park. And
County
then
Jail has gotten a major high-tech robotic upgrade.
The Cobb County Sheriff's Office gave Fox 5's Tyler Finger to look at its new robots.
So with little tiny cells, if you're in a little tiny cell, Joseph Kramer matching. John Lund with a match. Right on. Right on. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it, guys. So you see the computer going through? Right on. 5 memberships from Steve Ellis. Steve Ellis. Clash with Bow. Clash with Bow. Where you been, Clash? Larry got a membership. Troubled Paradise got a membership. Shits and Giggles got a membership. Maddie Ben got a membership. All from Steve Ellis. Thanks, John Lund. Thanks, Joseph Kramer, for the $2 super chat. Sun D with the $2 super chat. 47 to go. 47 to go. Let's AMG Stells with a super chat.
It says will be a game changer.
Yeah, it's a game changer for them to lock us in cages, call us criminal, label us bad people.
Standing at nearly 6 feet tall, these robots aren't just massive, but they are tricked out with all the latest gadgets like 360 cameras.
They are tricked out with all the latest gadgets. Oh, if you're using a VPN, you can't send a super chat. Turn off your VPN. That'll make it so you can send a super chat. Commander Alpha Turkey, right on. 46 to go. 46 to go.
Vision and heat detection. These big guys are part of a pilot program that will patrol the Cobb County Jail.
The robot revolution has now made its way into...
And look at these morons. Look at these useful idiots unveiling their replacement. And they're, hey, look at our new... and then, of course, the brass, the owners of the jail. Remember, they say private prisons. Every single prison, every single jail is a private prison. Every single one of them. There's not a jail or a prison in America that is not private in some way. Somebody's getting rich off of that jail or prison. Somebody owns it. Somebody owns the building. Somebody owns the lease. Somebody owns the property. Somebody's making money off every jail and prison in America. And these useful idiots are training the computer replacement. Fred Wagner with a super chat. Cash count trucking. Right on. Let's go. Let's go. Let's OTVO.
Georgia jails.
Hello, nice to meet you.
The Cobb County Sheriff's Office officially unveiled its new Sentry robots Wednesday as the agency.
And look at these absolute drones of human beings. The shitty part is, and I hate to say it, I hate to say it, some of these guys are nice guys. Fuck, I'm sorry for saying it. I was in jail last year for 4 months. Some of these guys who are jail guards are nice fucking guys. I'm sorry. I almost feel like a traitor for even saying it. I met several very good and nice jail guards. Ironically, that's an absolute fact. So I can't say these guys are... When you look at a cop, you can say there's a very good chance he's a piece of shit. He puts torture cuffs on people and drags them down to dungeons. When I look at a jail guard, because of the amount of guards that were really fair and good to me and treated me well, it's hard for me to say that all jail guards are assholes. It's hard for me to say that because I didn't experience that. I did watch the guards murder somebody in front of me. I was put into a small rat cage.
Agency looks to enhance security at its jail.
I think we can work smarter with technology and not harder. And this allowed me to shift manpower from other places inside the facility to get more things done.
Cobb County Sheriff Craig Owens.
To get more things done? Bullshit. You're going to replace... Oh, the Alabama solution. Yeah, no, I have not seen the Alabama solution. But to me personally, Malawi, I don't know how to say your name. But yeah, I have not seen the Alabama solution yet. I do want to watch it. I'm going to watch it on HBO. I haven't seen it yet. Irish Eye says they're using innocent people to train on with these crazy medieval torture devices they're coming up with. It's unbelievable, Irish Eyes. Seeing this thing is unbelievable. It really is.
Tells me he believes he's the first to deploy robots in a jail in the United States. He says the jail bots will assist deputies with perimeter patrols and security rounds in dorms.
These jail bots can handle tasks much faster than some of us humans can. Now, they will not take the place of humans, but let's make sure you understand that.
To start, 3 robots are being deployed. Each have cameras and other tech that provide continuous surveillance and real-time communications. While the robots are programmed to navigate the facility autonomously, a live operator will control them for more complex tasks.
Is this going to be a game changer for you and your deputies?
Oh, and look at the state-run media. Is this... He answers the question for him. Friends in Code, good to see you. He says... Is this going to be a game changer for you and your deputies? You have a yes or a no answer. That's not how you ask a question as a reporter. This is a state-run media operative right here. That's what that is. How do you ask an open-ended question? What do you think of the new robots? In which ways are you going to use these in the facility? Those are open-ended questions. Is this robot an absolute game changer for you guys? That's a yes or a no. He set him up to answer it how he wants him to answer it. The robot cops are good.
While the robots are programmed to navigate the facility autonomously, a live operator will control them for more complex tasks.
Is this going to be a game changer for you and your deputies?
I think it's going to be a game changer for the whole corrections industry.
And remember, is this Oklahoma or Alabama? Where is this? Cobb County? I'm not sure where this is exactly, but is this a game changer for you guys? Oh yeah, sure. Oh my God, it is such shit, Grateful Dabs. This is such shit.
Because it will allow us to be a lot more safer, more efficient.
The company behind the robot says AI technology will help spot issues and then notify the appropriate deputies.
We're hoping it will become the basis of another one of our technologies, going from indefensible to indispensable as quickly as possible.
Sheriff Owen says the robots will help keep his deputies and inmates safe while also reducing human error. He says his goal with testing this tech is to move into the future. And the best part, it's not costing them any money right now.
So here's a good thing. Robots don't call out sick. They don't take vacation. All they need to do is be charged.
This pilot program is set to last 90 days. In Cobb County, Tyler Finger, Fox 5 News.
So, who was that? Mallory? Mallory put in here about the Alabama solution. We're going to get into it. Let me preface this. So in this video, you're going to see that in Cobb County, they're now going to start to institute robots to watch people who are locked inside of tiny little dungeons. They're much more efficient. Is this a game changer for you guys? Oh, yeah, this is a game changer for us. This is amazing. This is the best ever. How about locking people up in cages doesn't work? How about that? Locking people in dungeons doesn't work. Okay, so earlier we talked about the Alabama solution. Who was that said that about the Alabama solution? Oh, I hope so, John Lunn. I really hope so. Was that you, Irish Eyes? I'm not sure. No, it was Mallory. Mallory said about the Alabama solution. Love you too, Marie. Good to see you. Thanks for coming by. Charmaine, nice to see you. Irish Eyes, good to see you. Complying Board, good to see you. KT. So this right here, this particular news clip is about the documentary called The Alabama Solution. And the title of this video is State Lawmakers Demand Firing of Officer After Documentary Called The Alabama Solution Exposes Prison Beating Death. And put a 1 in the chat if you've seen prison beating deaths on this channel before. Put a 1 in the chat if you've seen that the guards in some jails and prisons absolutely kill people.
And a state representative calls for a correctional officer to be fired. He's at the center of allegations that an inmate was beaten to death. The focal point of a new documentary, our Cynthia Gould in Montgomery, to hear from state lawmakers, and the film was a major topic. But first, let's hear from you. Go ahead. Once again, scan that QR code on your screen to cash your...
Faith leaders told the Legislative Oversight Committee Alabama prisons have reached a breaking point.
Alabama prisons have reached a breaking point. I have a family member who is a cop in Alabama.
Subjected to torture and rape.
The whole system needs to be turned upside down.
The whole system has to be completely rethought. Locking people up in cages has not made our society better or safer. Let's say that you're an authoritarian right-winger. If you don't want your society to be full of people who rob, loot, and steal, then stop putting people in jails. We've done it in the millions since 1982. It's not working.
It was a packed house at the state capitol, as lawmakers also heard updates on the construction of a new billion-dollar prison, hiring, then discussion of the shocking new HBO documentary, The Alabama Solution.
This is what Mallory was talking about earlier. I got it, Jeff. I got that. Jeff, I got it. I haven't opened that envelope yet, but I got it, Jeff. I even got your other one, too, so I'll tear the other one up. This right here, if you guys have HBO, if you have not seen this, I'm going to watch it tonight. I'm actually going to pay the $10 for HBO Max on my computer, and I'm going to watch the Alabama Solution tonight. I wish I could watch it with you guys, but I'll get in trouble.
It gives a rare, disturbing look at the conditions, the violence, and the role of correctional officers.
That the system not only encourages it, but it also enables it. So in order to root that sort of thing out and make the public know that we're aware of those things, folks like that can't work for us.
England called for the firing of Lieutenant Roderick Gadsden, cited.
Lieutenant Roderick Gadsden.
in multiple lawsuits, including the death of Stephen Davis. Beaten at Donaldson Prison in Jefferson County, the state settled an excessive force lawsuit for $250,000. No criminal charges were filed.
Lieutenant Gadsden and his ilk do not need to be in our system anymore. Please.
The culture that you mentioned, it's there, and that's something we've been working on for quite some time.
Commissioner John Hamm says outsiders are being brought in to help the management team. But for families like Stephen Davis's mother, the fight for justice continues.
They all failed. They failed me. I hope that he will be.
I mean, and this poor woman here. Take a look at her. She's trying to get justice for her son when that pig murdered her kid in prison. And this idea that we keep calling human beings subjects, criminals, prisoners, it's just not true. Her son was a human being. Maybe he lost his way. Maybe it was alcohol. Maybe it was drugs. Could have been a myriad of things. But the idea that we label people criminals, perpetrators, the cops call us all perps. Do you know that? That's how the cops refer to us. I got a perp over here. I'm a perpetrator. And that's how they train them to talk about us. Subjects, prisoners, criminals.
Lose his job, lose his benefits, go to jail. And
so Mallory said it's not just murder, it was torture when you see the pictures. I'm going to watch it tonight. The Alabama Solution, I'm going to watch it tonight.
Punished for what he'd done.
The crowd of family and friends of inmates are pushing for faster reforms.
I'll see you, AMG. Love you, honey.
We want to be part of the solution.
Angie Carter says corrupt guards need to be moved quicker and inmates eligible for parole given a second chance. She urges everyone to watch the documentary to see for themselves.
I was not shocked or surprised by anything because I have been hearing it from my family members and from others who...
Denver Metro Audits, thanks for coming by. He said, if a jail guard is contributing to you being locked in a cage for exercising your rights, can he really be a good guy just because he was nice to you while he caged you for a non-crime? It's a fair question, dude. Listen, I told you, I'm not sure how long you've been watching Denver, but I literally feel like a traitor sitting here telling you guys that there were some very good jail guards. Now, 4 out of 5 of them were shit. Total shit. They murdered that guy in front of me, put me in a tiny little box for a week, then drug me into a court with 50 people. And everybody saw me cry and said, oh, Chille was crying in court. I was crying. My brain was mush at that point from being locked in a room for a week by myself. So I was pretty effed up. I don't know how to describe it, Denver. I think you spent a week in jail from that DMV that I met you in Denver, Colorado about. But if you haven't been in jail for more than a few weeks, if you haven't spent, you got to be in jail for a week or two at least. This was the first time I'd spent some significant time in jail. But there were some jail guards in there that looked out for me. I don't know how else to say it. Yeah, Stockholm Syndrome. I said it on the phone for one of my jail interviews I did. Stockholm Syndrome, it could have been, yeah. But there was a couple guards in there that literally, there was a gangbanger in my cell one time causing me all kinds of problems. He got rid of him. There was another time where I threw a cinnamon roll across the room. I know that sounds silly to throw a cinnamon roll, and that's no big deal. In your world, if I threw a cinnamon roll to Denver Metro Audits, no one's going to put us in cuffs and take us to a hole. But in the dungeon, that's the policy. You can't throw anything. So when I threw that cinnamon roll and the guard saw me do it, he came over to me and said, Chille, what are you doing? And then he let me go. So I could have spent a week in the hole for that. I'm just saying.
Who are seeing it firsthand.
It brought a lot of the dehumanization and the corruption that goes on in the Alabama prisons to the forefront.
It's more painful to see the things that are going on when
Can't wait to watch this
together, and the lack of accountability.
This is, and they're talking about the documentary called The Alabama Solution. I hope John Werndorfer, I spent 3 weeks in jail, 7 days in solitary confinement when I was 14. Wow, I was in there for 7 days in solitary, 4 months. It was horrible.
Forefront. It's more painful to see the things that are going on when it's all put together, and the lack of accountability.
Now, Commissioner Ham says the new prison is 75% complete. It has many positive steps, such as a new mental health unit, job training, and enhanced security. ADOC has just graduated its largest class of corrections officers. Ashanti?
Wow.
Thank you, Cynthia.
Wow.
That was Cynthia Gould reporting. Let's go back to that question. What change is most needed in Alabama's prison system? Let's see what we have right now.
And then so the poll they had is what changes is needed most in the Alabama prison system? Remove abusive officers. But then the second one is increase outside oversight. How about this? How about we get rid of prisons? How about we get rid of prisons and jails? Now, not all of them. Not all of them. There are some people, unfortunately, there are some people in society who have to live in a box. They literally are cooked brains. We cannot save them. They are fucking crazy. I've met them. I've met some of those people. So you can't, but locking them in a room by themselves for weeks, months, or years on end is terrible. So, but we should get rid of jails and prisons and change the way that we punish people or rehabilitate people.
37% says remove abusive officers. 36% coming in pretty close says increase outside oversight. 18% improve inmate safety. 9% accelerate reform efforts. So it looks like a great deal of people do feel like there are some changes needed in Alabama's prison system.
If only we could get the bootlickers and cop suckers to realize that jails and prisons don't work. They simply don't work. And the idea of locking somebody up because you don't get along with a government agent in the streets, that has got to come to an end. We have to end that entire idea. I tell a cop to go fuck himself and he can throw me in handcuffs and put me in a jail. That has got to change. 9 months of solitary confinement. Oh, Ripple Effect was in here earlier. Ripple Effect spent years in solitary confinement. So, but don't let me distract from what you said, Quizzy. Quizzy said 9 months of solitary confinement. Let's talk about the solitary confinement issue. I've never been the same and no one talks about it enough, says Quizzy 8883. Quizzy, I'm so sorry it happened to you, dude. Listen, Quizzy, you hit me, bro. You got me, Quizzy. That hit me, dude. 9 months of solitary confinement. I've never been the same. I'm sorry, dude. It's you guys realize when you saw me crying in court, which I was crying full on. I was crying before I even got in the room. I had been in that solitary confinement for 5 days. I spent 2 more days after. I'm sorry you went through that, Quizzy. I did a week, dude, and it was like they fed me neural loaf the entire time, and I'm still struggling, says Quizzy. I was just there. I was just in it. I'm sorry. I apologize. I wasn't ready for that. I mean, Quizzy telling me he spent 9 months in a solitary confinement. It's tough, dude. That's tough, dude. Yeah, it was. I mean, you guys saw me. You saw the effects of what happened to me. They took me from solitary to court, and I was a mess. That was tough, dude.
Street racing poses a danger to Valley streets, and police are trying to crack down. But tonight, an ABC 15 investigation puts a spotlight on whether law enforcement in one.
So the thing is that this story is not about street racing. And by the way, I know this news reporter. I used to work out with him in Dallas, Texas. Old buddy of mine. Man says Tempe PD arrested him because of his loud Ferrari. Okay, why? But the intro to NBC Investigates wasn't about someone who got a ticket and arrested for having a loud Ferrari. That's not what the story is about. The story is not about. That's not what this story is about. But they have to do the cop suck. They got to do the cop suck.
Street racing poses a danger to Valley streets, and police are trying to crack down. But tonight, an ABC 15 investigation puts a spotlight on whether law enforcement in one city is going too far.
Here's ABC 15 investigator Nicole Grigg with the story we're calling Not So Fast.
Not so fast, because you don't have to be going fast to be cited for street racing. We know speeding and racing are dangerous problems, but some are questioning whether police are using vague laws to ticket people who don't deserve it.
Obviously, our car's allowed. It's a Ferrari 812. It says in Tempe, driving as normal as you can be.
You were arrested for reckless driving and exhibition of speed.
Yeah, two things we didn't do.
You can't be driving like you're driving, but.
Watch as Tempe police stop and handcuff Eli.
This has got to change. Turn around, bend over, put your hands behind your back. I'm going to chain you up. Yeah, Quizzy, I'm with you, bro. Actually, Quizzy, what actually just choked me up just now, I'm not sure if I think this just went down for a second, but Quizzy, what actually choked me up right now was the idea of you sitting inside of a solitary confinement cell for 9 months. I was a wreck over a week. I can't imagine 9 months inside of a solitary confinement cell.
Landry.
What was I doing here? I wasn't showing off anything.
A body camera.
Turn around, put your wrists behind your back. We're going to chain you up.
Video in a police report shows Eli's loud car was part of why he was stopped last October. The officer wrote it appeared he was trying to test the physical endurance of the vehicle.
And why does that matter? Why, if you didn't hurt another person, then what does it matter if you're revving your engine or your tires break traction? We've created all these bullshit laws. Neil Gorsuch of the Supreme Court wrote a book called Overruled. And all he talks about in the book is that we have too many laws. Chapter after chapter is a different story about somebody who was thrown into a dungeon because of a stupid law that was created. One guy was put into a dungeon over a fish that was this long or this long, this long or this long. And he was arrested, put in jail, charged with multiple felonies.
Just noise and just the grinding of the tires. Like,
No, the grinding, I'll show you right now. I'll show you the grinding. It's the tires rubbing. So I have a body kit on there.
Eli was on his way to a restaurant. His friend was in a Dodge Charger driving behind him off Rural Road. Police didn't stop them until they parked and got out.
Anthony Nardini, the cop who I told him I'm the alpha and you're the beta.
Their cars. There's no video of what they say happened.
Yeah.
They don't have dash cameras.
Nope. No radar, no dash cameras, nothing other than the cop's word versus my word.
You don't have dash cams, unfortunately.
Here's the cop who arrested him on the stand.
I was hearing revving, vrooming.
That's funny. This is toward the end of my live right now. There's 250 people in here. I made about $100 so far just sitting here talking about videos, bro. Pretty good job.
Officer Gavin Young compared it to Cirque du Soleil.
Best way I can describe it, other than like extremely loud, is they were traveling in tandem, kind of like Cirque du Soleil style, like they were performing an act somewhat.
A police report says Eli was doing 60 in a 35, but that was a guess.
Like right when I laid eyes on them, visually estimated they were going about 60 miles per hour in a 35 mile per hour zone.
The officer admitted on the stand he
and take a look at the cop.
Yes.
Like right when I laid eyes on him.
Right when I laid eyes on him, take a look at this cop.
Visually estimated they were going about 60 miles per hour.
If you were in high school, you would call him a dweeb. You would call him a hall monitor.
35-mile-per-hour zone.
The officer admitted on the stand he never saw Eli racing.
Did you ever see the vehicles racing? I did not.
That car that you were driving,
Yeah.
it can go like 0 to 60 in just under like 3 seconds.
Yeah, just about, yeah.
So if you wanted to show off the car,
If I really wanted to, yeah, I could show off the car pretty easily and just put my foot down and pedal to the metal, and yeah, but again, I wasn't.
The rear tires are moving away from the center line of the vehicle.
The officer also testified that Eli fishtailed and did a burnout.
To do a burnout, you have to have some evidence of smoke or like residue of tire left, which neither of it, he said, was there. Again, another lie that he put into the police report.
So we see these cops lying on camera. Jeff Vacone with a $20 super chat. Right on, Jeff! Right on, dude. We don't stop. Put it in the comment section. Somebody match him. Somebody match him. Can I get one match? Can I get 2 matches? Put it in the comment section for me. We don't stop. Thank you, Jeff Vacone. Appreciate that, brother.
Is that what you consider it, lies?
Yeah.
Tempe police say Officer Young testified
He said with
that Eli fishtailed
So I just want to hear his entire statement here without me interrupting it. So 1 second.
and did a burnout.
To do a burnout, you have to have some evidence of smoke or like residue of tire left, which neither of it, he said, was there. Again, another lie that he put into the police report.
Is that what you consider it, lies?
Yeah.
Tempe police say Officer Young testified under oath and that there's no evidence to suggest he falsified information.
The law for street racing is extremely vague.
Zachary Ansel sees
It's so preposterous. The only time anybody should ever be ticketed or have to deal with a cop is when there is an accident or an injury. If you're driving 100 miles an hour, 150, I understand that. I get that. But I don't understand the interaction that the cops are constantly putting us into.
a lot of these cases. He's Eli's lawyer.
This law is interpreted differently for each officer.
This is that state law. It says in part, a driver cannot participate in a race, speed competition, or drag race, test of physical endurance, or exhibition of speed.
So, did you hear that? Did you hear the breakdown of this?
A driver cannot participate in a race, speed competition.
In a speed competition, but they can just say you're in a speed competition. You don't have to be in one. They can just say you were in one.
Or drag race, test the physical endurance, or exhibition of speed. Do you have...
Or an exhibition of speed? Let's say, for example, you do punch it. You go from 20 miles an hour to 60 miles an hour and you put back down. If there's nobody on the road, you're not hurting anybody. Leave people alone.
Concerns with how the statute is written for exhibition of speed.
Yes, because the statute basically just says exhibition of speed. But at the end of the day, it's showing off your vehicle's quality to be fast. And what does that mean? That could be anything.
Tempe police have made street racing a priority. We've covered their crackdowns.
Wherever the street racers go, that's where we go.
The ABC 15 investigators requested...
Wherever the street... Because rape is way, way down the line. Murder is way, way down the line. We don't investigate rapes or murders if we're getting this. We're getting people who are racing in the streets is what we're getting. That's the most... All those women with all the rape kits, we're not going to send guys to investigate those. We have detectives, but we're kind of slammed. We're logged up here. We're all log jammed. We can't get to all those cops out there ready to go after street racing.
Nearly 400 exhibition of speed citations for the past 5 years in Tempe. From 2020 to 2024, the number of tickets increased by more than 700%.
Wow. Look at that. You know what that looks like? That looks like the prison industry after Terry versus Ohio. Terry versus Ohio happens here, and there's the prison industry after Terry versus Ohio. But look at this. They created a vague law where they could just make it willy-nilly, an exhibition of speed. He was making an exhibition of speed is what I say. And who's the judge going to believe? The cop. Put a 1 in the chat if the judge is going to believe the cop. We saw what happened to me in Arizona, same thing.
And that comes as Tempe has received more than $500,000 in grant funding to crack down on street racing and other unsafe
So they got $500,000.
driving.
I don't know if it's a lack of training or the fact that nobody really truly knows what street racing is.
But a lack of training. It's always the same thing, Donut Disturb audits. It's the same thing all the time, isn't it, Donut? Isn't it always the same thing? They just need more training. They just need more training. How about the training they have sucks? How about the training they have they determine? Remember, you got to say, oh, playmate, come out and play with me and bring your dollies 3, climb up my apple tree. If you can't do play, oh, say, may, well, then you must be drunk. Do your alphabet backwards from Y to letter M. You can't do your alphabet backwards? You must be drunk. Hop on one leg and sing. It's so stupid. Love you, Gloria. I'm about
But
to end this
Eli's
soon.
attorney says most of the exhibitionist speed cases he sees are not racing.
Because it's not the Fast and the Furious anymore. It's not 2 cars lining up. That is obvious it is. Most of my clients for this are by themselves on the roadway.
In court, Ansel played body camera video showing 2 officers.
What? Most of the time it's a single person?
Muted their cameras, but they didn't know that a 3rd officer nearby was still recording.
Did you guys see what Wildling put in here? Wildling put, I was up for jury selection one time and they could somehow tell I had no care for their authority and I wasn't selected. Anytime you get an opportunity to do jury duty, you take it. Answer the questions as though you have no problem being a statist. You're all for convictions and then jury nullification.
Just heard there is, do we have anything criminal? And you shaking your head and stating no. Is that
Good to
what
see
the
you, Justin.
conversation that had just occurred?
Yeah, I think she's talking about the Charger, not Mr. Landry.
The officer claimed they were talking about another car. And you felt like that was...
I mean, and I hate to say it, but look at what a douchebag this pig is.
Conversation that had just occurred?
Yeah, I think she's talking about.
I mean, pretty much. I think the guy's a total douchebag. Total douchebag. The guy's a total douche. Like the guy that you wanted to punch in the face in junior high school. That's him right there.
The Charger, not Mr. Landry.
The officer claimed they were talking about another car. And you felt like that was the key moment.
That would have swayed my opinion. If those questions are being asked, we probably shouldn't have been in a jury trial in the first place.
Do find the above named defendant on the charge of reckless driving not guilty.
What was that moment like, hearing not guilty?
Oh, it was so relieving. It's like my parents cried, so they I think were more relieved than anyone.
His parents cried. It's amazing. Marauder, his parents cried.
Knowing that these cops didn't get away with little lies.
What would you say to people driving in Tempe, especially with a fancy car?
Be careful. Be very careful.
Tempe police sent us a statement saying enforcement is not based on the type of car or driver. They say with increased resources and targeted operations in recent years, they've been able to identify and stop more dangerous drivers, adding that their focus remains on preventing crashes, protecting the public, and deterring reckless driving in Tempe.
Put a 1 in the chat if you don't want the cops to protect you. I don't want it. I don't want cops protecting me. I don't want their protection. Put a 1 in the chat if you do not want cops. I don't want their protection. I wish you bastards would just leave me the fuck alone. Get off the roads. The only time cops should show up is if there's a major accident or someone's driving so recklessly they have to be stopped. We have to stop the bullshit pullovers. We have to stop the bullshit pullovers. And then once the dirty pig gives you a ticket, it's your word against his in front of the judge. And the judge's son is a pig. Or the judge's husband is a pig, like that cunt Zimmerman.
I'm investigator Nicole Grigg, ABC 15, Arizona.
I like Nicole Grigg a lot. I think she's awesome.
Thank you, Nicole. If you want the investigators to look into something, email us at investigators@abc15.com or call that number on your
investigators at ABC.
San Mateo County is not a Holiday Inn.
The president of the San Mateo County Board of Supervisors calls for an independent investigation into a complaint that a police chief is allegedly living at the station during workdays and commuting.
Okay, now watch. This story here is about a cop who's working in Northern California, but he lives in Idaho, 600 miles away. And if you want to look into the eyes of a dirty pig, take a look into the eyes of this dirty pig right here.
To Idaho when he's off.
That complaint raising important questions about public safety and the proper use of your tax dollars.
The I-Team's Dan Noyes is here with a report you will see only on 7. Dan.
Alma and Larry, when fire inspectors went through the Millbrae police station this week, they found more than they expected. You may have seen Eamon Allen before. He was
that's the dirty pig right there. That's him.
Spokesperson for the San Mateo County Sheriff's Office.
That's the dirty pig right there. Does he not look like the high school bully? Doesn't he look like the guy who bullied you in high school?
Until Christina Corpus made him Millbrae police chief. The city contracts with the sheriff's office for law enforcement services. Then, in June of last year, property records confirmed that Allen bought a house outside Boise, Idaho. The chief's very long commute raises questions. Are you living in Idaho?
Look at his eyes.
Can a chief really?
Look into this pig's eyes right here. I'm going to zoom in for you guys. If you want to see what a lying, dirty pig looks like, right here is a lying, dirty pig. Take a look at his eyes.
And bought a house outside Boise, Idaho. The chief's very long commute raises questions. Are you living in Idaho? Can a chief really perform for Millbrae if he's living in Idaho? Despite repeated attempts. Are you living in Idaho? Allen would not answer questions about a 646-mile drive to work or the hour and 35-minute flight.
Not able to return to work on short notice in the event of an emergency is ridiculous.
Former San Francisco Police Commander Rich Correa tells the I-Team, any police chief needs to be able to respond quickly to a high-profile crime, earthquake, or some other disaster, and that there's no substitute for hands-on and eyes-on experience 7 days a week.
Oh, but in San Mateo, there's quite a few pigs who don't live in Northern California. And just so you guys know, the last place in America that you want to live is Idaho. Idaho is recruiting ex-cops, judges, prosecutors. Idaho is becoming the central red state in America. It's really terrible.
You'd want a police chief that's a stakeholder in the community and able to experience the community at a granular level to really understand it and know what's going on, and also to be present on short notice.
Since Allen became Millbrae police chief, photos obtained by the I-Team show the station has added 2 bedrooms, a single, and a room with 2 mattresses. I asked for a tour of the public facility funded by your tax dollars. Eamon, I'm allowed to see what's in here. I can't see the mattresses that you have?
You can see right through the window.
Can you give me a tour?
We're not doing tours right now, Dan, sorry.
I wanted to check out a formal complaint from the Millbrae city manager to the county.
Wow, I mean, I got pig vibes here. Danelle Brown, Rebecca's got to take a shower. She's grossed out. So I get pig vibes here. Do you guys get pig vibes? I just wondered. Put a one in the chat.
Mattresses that you
Put a one in the chat if you get pig vibes from this pig right here.
See right through the window.
Can you give me a tour?
We're not doing tours right now, Dan, sorry.
I wanted to check out.
We're not doing tours right now, Dan. Sorry.
Formal complaint from
pig.
the Millbrae city manager to the county attorney that says
dirty
Allen
pig.
uses the police station as bedroom facilities since he now resides in the Boise, Idaho area. In addition, Millbrae's code of ethics says no public employee shall use city-owned property for personal need, convenience, or profit. San Mateo County Board of Supervisors President David Canepa is calling for an independent investigation.
If someone is living out of county or out of state, they have to pay for their own lodging, meaning San Mateo County is not a Holiday Inn.
Canepa has no issue supplying beds for officers.
That's what he says publicly. Then they have a meeting with the chief of police, and the chief and him shake hands like, dude, that was such a good comment you made on the news. Oh, yeah, they really think I'm coming after you. Yeah, I know it. I know it. Good job, councilman. Fist bump.
work a night shift and may have court the next day, for example. But he sees a distinction.
We need to see, was someone living in there permanently? These are taxpayer dollars, and so we need to make sure.
Where are they?
Sees a distinction.
We need to see.
Where is this interview taking place?
Was someone living in there permanently? These are taxpayer.
Are they in a cornfield in Iowa? I mean, where are they?
Dollars, and so we need to make sure that what's taking place in those facilities really is for the good of the taxpayer. That means people aren't living there.
This is a city-owned building. Millbrae officials tell me Eamon Allen didn't get permission before installing those mattresses. He didn't get a permit, and that he changed the locks on the building. That way, public works and building maintenance teams can't get access. And when
there's the bootlicker mentality. Shouldn't call him a pig. He could stop a violent man from heading to your house next. Cops aren't here to keep you safe, bro. Cops are here for their money, their overtime, their pension, and their ranking. That's what cops are there for. Cops aren't there to help you, dude.
One city official tells me that's an extreme health safety risk. A fire inspector came to the police station on Tuesday of this week, but couldn't access that double bedroom because it was locked with an in-use sign. He entered the other bedroom and noted a lack of fire-resistant walls or an emergency escape, what the chief building official calls secondary egress.
Secondary egress means having a window. I'm sure you have it in your bedrooms in your home, so in the case of emergency,
right,
you can exit through that window if the door is locked or blocked.
We got that. Grateful Dab said, my house is protected by me, not a pig 30 minutes away. This idea that cops are your friend and they want to protect you, the last human being, the last demon that I want at my place when there's a problem is a cop. I've got my gun right here. I've got 2 of these, 1 for each of you. If you get around these, I get my gun. It's like...
The inspector posted this notice of correction on the police station entrance saying, please stop using rooms for sleeping, and indicating Chief Allen has to get permits, modify construction, and pass inspection if he wants sleeping quarters there. The inspector also took a picture of a shelf in the bedroom with what appears to be a half-gallon of liquor.
Oh, that's a real shocker, right? That the cops got a bunch of booze they're drinking. I mean, how many cops are alcoholics? How many cops beat their wives? It's unbelievable.
That would be a violation of both city and county policy. I also found 6 sergeants in the sheriff's office who live out of state in Idaho, Nevada, Texas, and Tennessee.
So this was the takeaway from this video that I wanted to share with you guys, right? So this is the takeaway from the San Mateo Police Department in Northern California. Isn't that up where by Susan Bassey lives? Yeah, exactly right, Quizzy. Exactly right.
That would be a violation of both city and county policy.
Listen to this.
I also found 6 sergeants in the sheriff's office.
6 sergeants in the sheriff's office.
Out of state in Idaho, Nevada, Texas, and Tennessee.
They live all over the country. And they live in Tennessee and they're a sergeant at San Mateo? Where they fly in for 2 weeks and then go back to Tennessee for 2 weeks?
2 of them work on the bomb squad where they made almost $600,000 in pay and benefits last year. They're supposed to respond to a bomb threat within 1 hour. No way that's happening if they're in Tennessee. Larry, Ama.
No. So, Dan, what are the consequences here? Because obviously this is not just a one-off if you've heard about other cases with similar arrangements.
You know, this whole county is kind of in disarray now with what's happening with the sheriff. So they are looking into it. We'll see if someone actually does something.
Okay, Dan, we know you'll be on it. Thank you so much.
Quizzy, you're in Ohio. You got to get the fuck out of Ohio, dude. Ohio is a total police state. It's a total police state. Ohio is one of the worst states in America for cops. And it's funny because in Ohio, the people, 50% of the people in Ohio, it's just like Michigan with Republican, Democrat, with cops in Ohio. 50% of Ohioans hate the cops. The other 50% love the cops. It's surreal in Ohio. It really, truly is. And it's got to stop. We got to stop the cops sucking somehow, some way. You got to get out of Akron, brother.
You don't think this is a retaliatory stop at all?
No, sir, I do not.
So there is a police report that you're just refusing to give me.
I'm not refusing to give you anything.
Well, then why haven't I gotten it yet? I've requested it multiple times.
Okay, and if it's in the system, then it's in the system. If I told you there's an issue with the system, I'm trying to resolve the system.
With the body cam, that's what you said the issue was with. So you're telling me that since April of 23.
You're telling me you got the document from me.
I've got your email, yeah.
Okay, where's it at?
In my email.
Okay, will you show it to me?
Why would I show it to you?
Or not.
So you don't think I received the email?
I don't know if you did or not.
Oh, come on.
Sir, but you're sitting
this is
you
pathetic.
Came to the station.
Chief Jeremiah Thomas of the Ludowici, Georgia Police Department escalated a simple records request into a contentious confrontation by demanding identification without legal grounds. Chief Thomas sent an email acknowledging the request for the police report and body cam footage, apologizing for the inability to provide the footage while blaming Motorola for losing all dash cam footage for over a year. This response received after—
Did you hear what they just said there? They lost all dash cam for a year.
Multiple ignored requests raised suspicions about the department's transparency and handling of the Ben Struck case. According to Terry v. Ohio, 392 U.S.
So now they talk about Terry versus Ohio, as usual.
1968, an officer may only demand identification if there is reasonable suspicion of criminal activity, which was absent in this case. The encounter began when a citizen saw—
And that's incorrect. So what channel is this? That's incorrect. This is Police Cam Story. Let me correct their error here. This is wrong. This is on your trifolds, and this is on your cop cards that I sell on DeleteLawz.com. I sell these products for your car, okay, specifically on DeleteLawz.com. This is incorrect data. I have to correct.
Sought a police 19 after multiple ignored requests raised suspicions about the department's transparency and handling of the Ben Struck case. According to Terry v. Ohio, 392 U.S. 1968.
According to Terry versus Ohio, and then I don't know where he got this blurb, but it's incorrect.
An officer may only demand identification if there is reasonable suspicion of criminal activity, which was—
No. That's wrong. An officer may only demand identification when there's probable cause to arrest you. Or he may ask you for your name, Heibel versus Nevada 6th District Court, 2004, which is also in your trifold, but you still don't have to give ID. There's no scenario where reasonable articulable suspicion equals you have to give your ID. This is incorrect. I don't know where he got this blurb, but it's wrong.
Was absent in this case. The encounter began when a citizen sought a police report and body cam footage from an April 15, 2023 incident involving Ben Struck's wrongful DUI arrest. Chief Thomas threatened arrest for refusing to provide ID despite no evidence of a crime. His aggressive posture jumping out of his vehicle and accusing the citizen of harassing his clerk revealed an intent to intimidate rather than uphold the law. This blatant misuse of authority set the stage for exposing deeper corruption.
You know what's pathetic? What's pathetic is you coming to the station and harassing my clerk.
So you witnessed the harassment?
No, she called me on the phone and told me, sir.
Oh, okay.
Why do you think I came here?
I've got it on video. Does that camera in there work?
Okay, come on.
Then you've got it on video. I'm not going in there. You don't tell me where to go. Just tell me where are you going to give me the report?
Ask you one more time. You can hand me your identification so I know who I'm dealing with. That's all I'm asking. Is for your identification.
I'm going to answer.
No. You tell him I identify as a good citizen. Pull your cop card out of your wallet. Read 1 through 6 out loud to him right in front of him.
No, unless you suspect me. Are you going to arrest me if I don't give you my ID?
Why am I not going to?
You're not going to.
Why would I do that?
Well, that's what I'm asking you. You're
refusing to identify yourself.
Are you going to arrest me if I don't identify myself?
You're going to use a pseudonym, right? But are you going to give me your original name?
Are you going to arrest me if I don't give you my name?
Sir, I asked you for your identification.
Okay, and I'm asking you a question. Are you going to arrest me if I don't give it to you?
Demand of identification is lawful order, is it not?
No. You can't just walk up to somebody and demand their ID unless they've done something criminal. I haven't done anything criminal.
You have not come up here and you have not had harassed communications with my clerk?
No.
At all?
No. I will fully, completely deny that.
The case of Ben Struck, arrested for DUI despite a toxicology report proving his sobriety, pointed to systemic corruption protected by Chief Thomas. Under Brady v. Maryland, 373 U.S. 83, 1963, law enforcement must disclose exculpatory evidence, yet no evidence log existed for Struck's arrest.
I don't know what to believe about this channel now because he got Terry versus Ohio wrong.
No marijuana, no body cam footage, not even a case number. Officer Jordan Delo, who made the arrest, had a history of targeting sober individuals for DUI, yet rose from dispatcher to—
Put a 1 in the chat if you're hearing about it all the time, about cops arresting people for fake DUIs. Heather Chandler in Duncan, Oklahoma.
lieutenant in 4 years without performance reviews. Thomas's refusal to release records and his lies about Motorola's role shielded Dello's misconduct, hinting at a broader effort to protect problematic officers within the department.
And now this is the pullover right here. That was all a build-up to the pullover, and this is where he gets a fake DUI.
Home, the police chief pulled him over in what seemed like a retaliatory stop, demanding his identification to learn his name after he declined to provide it at the station. This action escalated their earlier confrontation over the records request.
How you doing, sir?
You're going to get that ID one way or the other, aren't you?
No, sir. Please, little switch from. The reason I stopped you, the stop sign here at South Main Street is a right turn only. The sign is affixed to the stop sign right below it. Observed you, come straight across Highway.
Oh, is this not the DUI stop? Is this where he pulls him over because he wouldn't give his ID when he went to go get records?
This action escalated their earlier confrontation over the records request.
Okay, so this isn't the DUI. I misspoke. Forgive me.
How you doing, sir?
You're going to get that ID one way or the other, aren't you?
No, sir. Please, little switch from. The reason I stopped you, the stop sign here at South Main Street is a right turn only. The sign is affixed to the stop sign right below it. Observed you, come straight across Highway 84 and turn into the Parker's parking lot.
So that's against the law?
It's not. It is a moving violation to not obey the failure to obey the traffic control sign, which is the stop sign right here at South Main Street. If you look, yes, sir, the stop sign, South Main Street.
Right.
The sign right below it has an arrow in it, right? That has a slash to where you can't turn left. The sign that's affixed to the pole that's right before it says right turn only. So when you get to the stop sign, you can't
go straight either.
You can go straight.
See. Okay.
Right turn only.
All right. So now you want my ID.
Can I have your driver's license, registration, insurance? Please?
You most certainly can. The insurance is on my phone, so I'll let you take it off the tag. I believe you.
What do I teach you guys all the time? And Quizzy, this is for you living in your car right now. You have to have a copy of your registration, driver's license, front and back. Get it on a laminated card so that you have everything ready to go. Do not leave your proof of insurance on your phone, because if you hand that copper your phone, he can go all through it. Do not hand the copper your phone.
You can do that, can't you?
I will try. If it comes back, it comes back. If it's not, then I would like to move to the case.
My driver's license is in here, okay? I'm going to reach for it. Okay?
Yes, sir.
You don't think this is a retaliatory stop at all?
No, sir, I did not.
So you
because I came back out to answer your question, and you were gone.
And then you decided to follow me?
No, sir. All I did was I came down to make a turn because I was going back over to City Hall.
Just so you don't think I'm trying to keep that.
He followed him. It's such a lie. You guys got to be prepared. You have to have everything ready to go.
And you reside at 615 Oak Street, sir?
Massey's the name, yeah.
This is not an actual driver's license. That's a photocopy of your driver's license. Obviously, I'm not Brad Pitt. You want the front of your license, a photocopy of it. Then you want the back so the pig can scan it. The back of the driver's license. This one says for entertainment purposes only because it's a picture of Brad Pitt, obviously. Can't show my actual license here.
The address and everything's correct.
Okay, everything's correct in livery?
My name and everything's correct, yes.
Did you give me one on this message, right? Give me one moment, sir, bro. Can I see your driver's license?
All right.
He's staring at me as if giving me a warning is a favor.
Am I just supposed to read that, or do you need something else from me? Okay. All right, well, that's mighty kind of you.
Listen to me. Please listen to me. I'm not here to thwart any information that you need, okay? I'm not here to bother you. I'm not here to pester you.
Quizzy, I'm going to send you a trifold for free, dude. Shoot me an email. Quizzy, I read your chat, man. You're living in your car right now. You're driving DoorDash and Uber. Quizzy, someone put my email address in there for Quizzy. Send me a shipping address. I'm going to send you off, Quizzy. I'm going to send you off cop cards in the mail for your wallet, and I'm also going to send you a trifold for your car, Quiz. Hearing your story about you living in solitary confinement for 9 months, dude. Tough.
Did not do it egregiously to pull you over. You violated the sign. That's why I made the traffic stop. That's a lawful traffic stop. Understood?
Right. So they've created this bullshit where you don't hurt anybody, you don't cheat anybody, you don't commit any crime, but you didn't come to a full stop at the stop sign, so that gives us a reason to pull you over. Why hasn't any leader in government said, how about we stop pulling people over for rolling through a stop sign? If they didn't cause a problem, they didn't hurt anybody, how about we don't allow cops probable cause to pull you over because they say you didn't stop at the stop sign? Our whole fucking system is built on authoritarianism. Our entire system is based on racism, authoritarianism. Those two things right there, or the war on drugs. Those are the three things. Racism, drugs, or authoritarianism, where the government is in charge. They even started this bullshit thing. You didn't comply. How many of your bootlicking fucking friends say, well, you didn't comply. You didn't comply. You didn't comply with the government. Who started that bullshit idea? It was the government.
You came to ask a question. I'm currently at a city council meeting, and I left to come over here. Okay. All right. My clerk said that you were harassing her. Okay. I'm not trying to deny you anything. All right. I tried to honor your request. There was an incident with our body footage cameras. Okay.
So he pulled him over to cop-splain to him the reason why he didn't get the body camera, and the guy's just cringing, and he's lying and saying it was Motorola, but we know it wasn't.
Listening through Motorola. I have no.
He's lying.
No control over that. I don't.
Okay, I understand that, and
so he's absolutely lying.
Said that. Right. So therefore, I'm willing to provide you as much information as I possibly can per the Open Records Act.
Police report. I mean, I asked for it multiple times, and you didn't answer. You wouldn't give it to me. Do you not realize that's a violation of the law? Are you above the law?
Mr. Massey, would you like for me to continue, please?
Would you have a dialogue with me and answer some of my questions?
No, he pulled you over to cop-splain to you, bro. He didn't call you over. John Eagle's here, everybody.
And I was trying to afford you the copy of the report, okay? Because there's an issue with our system, not just the body-worn camera system, the document.
Lying. Wee man sham. That is a funny meme.
System, okay? The reporting system that the documents went into.
How long has that been happening?
It's been going on since last year, near November, October.
So how do you prosecute any cases without any paperwork?
No, sir.
You don't have a body cam. So how do you where is it?
Sir, that's irrelevant. I'm having a conversation with you this morning.
Quizzy! This is from Quizzy. Lawnscape sent in $5. I'm sending Quizzy off a trifold and cop cars, dude. I mean, the guy's 9 months in solitary confinement. So let me just explain something. This entire incident is about him going to the pig shack and saying, hey, I didn't get the body camera footage. And then the cop says, oh, it's Motorola. It's a problem with Motorola. So then he says, okay, cool. Well, is the body cam working? Watch.
I am, and I was trying to afford you the copy of the report, okay? Because there's an issue with our system, not just the body-worn camera system, the document system, okay? The reporting system.
There's a problem not just with the body-worn camera, but the documenting system that's necessary for court.
The documents went into.
How long has that been happening?
It's been going on since last year, near November, October.
So how do you prosecute any cases without any paperwork?
No, sir.
You don't have a body cam. So how do you where is it?
Thanks, Lawnscape. So he says, so you have a body cam? He says, I have it. And he says, where is it?
Sir, that's irrelevant. I'm having a conversation with you this morning. Okay? Honestly, do you want what you came to ask for, did you not?
I would love to get that, but I've asked for it for months and you never provided it. And now all of a sudden when I come in person, you asked a question, I'm answering it. Now all of a sudden when I come in person,
in regards to the report, I will very well try to attempt. I've been trying to get you the report. I'm not trying to delay. Right? If I've been working with SSI, which is the interops, okay, to include freaking Motorola, which is the body cameras.
Sure.
All right. I've been dealing with a lot of confusion, a lot of cases, and lawyers and everybody right now.
He's confused, all right. That's the truest thing he said all day.
in regards to footage. And I promise you, are not the only one.
Okay.
All right?
So you're still on the footage.
Now
I understand that.
And what I'm going to tell you in regards to the report, if the report is in the system.
So now he wants to stop him to make the point, but the cop won't stop talking.
Okay. If you have the date, provide me the date.
Okay. I did on my request.
I understand. All you got to do is just go back into your email.
And do another request.
You don't have to do another request. I'm looking for the date. That's what I'm saying. If it's not in there, then it was prior to me with the department. That's all I can tell you.
I believe it was April 15th, 2023. Were you with the department then?
No, sir, it was not.
Okay, so does all the old paperwork disappear when a new chief comes in?
No, sir, it should not.
Chief Thomas repeatedly ignored and delayed open records requests, violating Georgia's transparency laws. The Georgia Open Records Act, OCGA, Section 501870 at Second 8 So, mandates that public records be provided within 3 business days unless extenuating circumstances exist, which Thomas never substantiated. From May to August 2024, emails requesting the report and footage went unanswered or were met with excuses about system failures and Motorola's alleged loss of body cam data. His claim that the report was inaccessible due to a system issue.
So here's that police report that he couldn't find for over a
So here's the police report that he couldn't find
year. The department
for a year, and he's talking at the same time the AI is talking, so it kind of sounds funny here.
The officer accuses Mr. Struckoff of drinking and driving, having an open container, and having
Okay, that officer's no longer employed. That's the... No, hear me.
The officer's no longer employed here. What do we know about that? Employment is all a basis on whether or not they are facing a crime of their own. So I always tell people, extend out your ticket, extend out your charges, because there's a good chance that dirty pig won't be at that pig shack anymore because he'll get himself fired or have to resign.
Off of drinking and driving, having an open container, and having
Okay, that officer's no longer employed. That's the... No, hear me.
So he laughs.
That officer, okay, resigned.
Understood.
Okay, at the beginning, near the beginning of this year. Okay. He is no longer employed here for various reasons.
Okay.
He's no longer employed here for various reasons. He's no longer employed there because he cheated somebody. He raped a woman. He beat somebody. He killed somebody. He cheated somebody. He lied. He stole. He was a pimp. Quizzy, you are not alone, bro. Everybody welcome Quizzy to Team DLZ.
I don't know what that has to do with...
Quizzy, you should be a channel member. It's like $3 a month. You should get a membership so you have your little icon next to your name.
His report, he didn't take it with him, did he?
No, sir. What I'm trying to tell you is I'm looking for the report. If you'd like to come to the station, I will do my best to assist you. I'm not trying to deny you. Okay, well, if that's what you like, I will.
I would prefer that.
I'm not saying that I'm not trying to freaking assist you. Okay?
Can you see it from my vantage point? Because
I can see it.
You've ignored emails.
Okay.
You could have. Yes, you did. I've got emails on here that I've sent. You didn't receive.
Mr. Master.
Oh, you're interrupting me again. Now you asked me not to interrupt you. Have a dialogue. Just answer the questions honestly, and I will too. I'll be as honest with you as I choose to be, and as I can be. There's some questions I won't answer, but I'll be as open and honest with you as I can be. I asked for that in return. I sent you multiple emails. I followed up with the body cam email and I said, okay, you don't have that. I understand that.
Okay.
And you've got written proof of this too. It should be in your inbox unless you can't keep up with those either. So I asked repeatedly afterward, if you don't have the body cam footage, then I would like all the reports. I would like the officers' names that were involved in the arrest.
Okay, and the name will be on the report.
Right, but you denied all of those. You haven't given any of that. Okay. You didn't give a reason for it. You just ignored me. The only time you answered me is when I came in, confronted you face to face on recording, and the way you come rolling into the parking lot, and like you jumped out, and I know the body language. You jumped. Hey, I'm gonna get this guy. You came up pissed. You didn't.
Did I curse you? Did I demean you? Did I act in any?
You accused me of harassment, and then wouldn't tell me.
He walked up and accused him of harassing the person in the shop. John Werndorfer says it's an interesting psychology that every time this cop denies, all that is in the background of him admitting that he does all the things that he's denying. It's crazy. We're watching it. It's on camera. Mr. Bone said that the cop in his case no longer works there.
Me what harassment is. You demanded my ID and threatened to arrest me if I didn't give it to you. Both of those, or certainly the
threat. What does that have to do with the traffic stop?
What are you talking about? You pulled him over to cop-splain to him. You didn't pull him over because he ran a stop sign. He doesn't have a dash cam. If you don't have a dash cam, Quizzy, you should have a dash cam if you're living in your car, brother.
Do with the whole situation, with you being unwilling to cooperate and just give paperwork. You wanted to arrest me for something that's not a crime. It's not a crime to refuse to give you my ID if I haven't committed. If I'm not, you didn't even have.
If there's no probable cause, it's on your cop card. Don't get stuck stuttering. Pull the cop card out of your wallet and read that cop card to him. It says cop card driver. You pull the cop card out and you read it. No ID is required. Right here, number 4. No ID is required without probable cause. It's plain as day.
Detained, much less.
I don't need to detain you. You're already detained by the presence of me talking to you.
So I was detained? I wasn't free to leave while you were talking to me?
You're detained by the presence of me talking to you. Listen to how powerful he thinks he is. What a scumbag.
But then I wasn't detained. Okay. You need to work on your definitions.
No, listen. An arrest,
that wasn't a detention. And you also.
So you're telling me that it wasn't a detention when you stayed there when I was talking to you?
I stayed there willingly. You stayed willingly. Yeah, and then I left willingly. And I didn't. But you're telling me that I was.
1983 Florida versus Royer. Am I being detained or am I free to go?
So were you detained? Did I have you detained? No. So I'm telling you that any stop, right? That stops you from any momentum is and could be a conceptual arrest, could it not?
No.
Why?
No, it can't.
Why? So it's in other words, so you don't feel detained if someone's having a conversation with you. That's the whole. If you read the definition, it states it.
No, it's not, because if it's a detention, I couldn't have left if I wanted to. You did not have me detained. Okay. Now, you just said you had me detained, so that's what I'm saying. You should probably read up on that and work on your definition.
The cop has to. Well. Florida versus Royer puts the responsibility on you that you have to ask, am I being detained or am I free to go? Typically, cops will tell you, though, you're being detained.
It wasn't an arrest. It wasn't a detention. If it was, then that's the weirdest arrest I've ever seen, because I just walked away from it. Don't you think that's a little weird? And do you honestly think that you can walk up to somebody and just demand their ID, and if they don't give it to you, they have to go to jail? If you haven't suspected them of any crime, you're not going to answer that, are you?
It's not even about that.
So, but can you answer that? I would really like for you to answer that question.
What?
Do you really believe that you can go up and demand someone's ID, and if they don't give it to you, you'll arrest them for failure to ID? You're not going to answer that, are you?
Listen, they're supposed to.
I'm not going to answer any more of your questions. If you're not going to answer mine, I'm not answering your questions.
Do you want me to email you that if I have it? If it's available, I will email it to you.
What, do you think I changed my mind from 5 minutes ago?
Why are you being rude to me?
Okay? Why are you being rude? You pulled him over for no reason, so you could cop-splain to him about the body cam and the reports that aren't working because of Motorola. That's why he's being rude to you. He's pignorant, according to John Lund. I agree with you, John.
To arrest me.
I didn't threaten you.
You threatened to arrest me. You threatened to take all of my freedom from me, and then you were going to have my vehicle towed. No, you would have probably searched it incident to arrest.
Mr. Massey.
If we're done here,
that's the 1973 case of United States versus Robinson, search incident to arrest. And then for your car, it would be the 1981 case of New York versus Belton, search incident to arrest.
You're dismissed.
I'm not dismissed.
Stay then.
Okay.
You're free to stay. You're free to go. You're dismissed.
You're free to go, Mr. Massey.
So typically, I would agree with what you said here. Where was it, Jay Kramer? That he shouldn't talk to cops, but he went there to go voir dire the cops. He went there to go dig into the cops and the bullshit they were pulling. So he was gonna talk. If you're pulled over he could have pled the fifth because he was pulled over for bullshit. You go to the trifold, you say, I invoke the fifth over and over and over, and you don't answer any questions.
Chief Thomas's actions reflect a department riddled with corruption, from protecting rogue officers to aligning with a disgraced former chief. The Fourth Amendment to the U.S. Constitution protects against unreasonable searches and seizures. Yet Thomas's retaliatory traffic stop and detention tactics violated these rights. His defense of Officer DeLlo, who resigned and expressed disdain for Thomas while praising indicted former Chief Robert Parker, suggested a network of loyalty over accountability.
Former Chief Robert Parker. Let me look this up real quick. Former Chief Robert Parker indicted. Let me see what pops up right here. I found credible reporting that Robert Parker of Ludwicki, Georgia, former chairman of the Long County Board of Commissioners and at one time chief of the Ludwicki Police Department, was arrested and charged with multiple serious offenses. The charges include theft by taking, violation of oath of office, aggravated assault, violation of Georgia's racketeering RICO Act. He was denied bond in his first court appearance because of flight risk concerns. The investigation stemmed from a search warrant and a raid in the county commissioner's office triggered by the suspect's misuse of county funds. What is not confirmed yet, while reports say a grand jury would need to issue an indictment for his removal from office, I did not find any public records. Therefore, while charged and arrested, the charges appear to be in the early stages. Okay.
The absence of Thomas's training records or evaluations, unlike even the town's dog catchers, further eroded trust in his leadership. Through persistent pursuit of the truth, a fearless citizen uncovered a police chief more concerned with concealing misconduct than serving justice, proving that one determined individual can challenge systemic corruption.
I want to show this video. I know there's only a couple hundred people left in here. Thank you guys. Team DLZ 150. Put 150 in the chat. 150. There's still 150. Team DLZ. I'm sorry it was such a late one. My sleep patterns are all effed up. I'm really working. You guys, I mean, I'm telling you guys. So it's crazy because I worked so long and tirelessly to finish that board game, and then there's a gap with the board game where I got to go out and raise like $100,000 to distribute that board game. So I put like 6 months into this board game, and then I had to stop because I'm working on something else that has a better potential for everybody. So it's just like my sleep patterns and my timing is all messed up because I'm doing too much, and I can't do it again. I won't bite off more than I can chew. Well, I'll try not to in the future. But this video is terrifying, and we have to take a look at it.
Situation in Mississippi, Jackson, Mississippi to be exact. It's been revealed 215 bodies were buried in unmarked graves behind a state jail in Jackson, of course. Attorney Ben Crump is now calling for an investigation. Families of the dead reportedly...
Look at that. Each one of those poles with a number on it represents someone's loved one who was likely beaten and killed inside of the dungeon and then put in a shallow grave in the back. Chevy!
Had no idea until last month. Some of them, those grave sites were only labeled by a number and a metal rod. Joining us to talk about it, activist Arthur Silky Slim Reed, who also works with Ben Crump. So Arthur, this started with Dexter Wade's case back in March, right? He was an individual who was hit by a police officer, and his family thought he was simply missing, but he was dead and buried, and no one notified them.
Well, the thing about it is that he had identification on him, Isaiah, and the medical examiner gave it to the lead detective who said he called, didn't get an answer, and they didn't worry about doing anything else. What we're finding, Isaiah, is that Mississippi is Mississippi. It's an ugly Mississippi. And this is sad because now we have 6 other individuals that has been put into the same grave. And if you look at the video from when we first went to that site, buzzards were flying overhead. And we were trying to figure out, why are the buzzards flying overhead? But it's because they're putting them in shallow graves, and the only thing that they're putting them in is a body bag without embalming the bodies. So the stench from the bodies are drawing buzzards there. It's so inhumane for anybody to do anyone like that, Isaiah, is just horrible is what we can say. And that's not even a word that we should use in a situation like this. It's something that we haven't seen.
And what we're seeing here is over 200 people in this, what they consider a pauper's grave behind the county jail there. And what you guys are learning in your investigation is many of these families were never called, were never notified. Many of them still think their family members or thought their family members were simply missing, but they were dead and buried and never got a call from any investigators, any law enforcement officials or authorities in Jackson, Mississippi.
That's right. And one of the things that we faced being Mississippi is that they thought that we were playing the race card. We have white clients as well. There were white people that were buried the same way, Isaiah. And any human being that's buried the way that they're burying these individuals, it says a lot about the people that's doing this criminal act. And the only thing that we're asking, because people always look at us when we're out fighting for civil rights of individuals, the only thing that we're asking in this case, we want you to do the right thing and give them a humane burial. And the city is, so it's crazy, Isaiah, to see something like that. It's 2023. It's not 1940. But to see them just dumping bodies in a grave like that, and no name, just a number. So they'll say, well, number 13, that's Arthur Reed. Number 21 is Isaiah Carey. But we don't really know until we get the remains. And then the remains had decomposed so bad, we just have to take them at their word. And when you look at the story, they told us that they would exhume this body at 12 noon, but they ended up taking this young man, Dexter Wade, out of the ground at 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning. They say, we were not going to allow them to embarrass us with those cameras. If you're not embarrassed by what you're doing, it's shame on you.
So let me read this to you real quick here. It's called a paupers, P-A-U-P-E-R-S. There's a Paupers Field Cemetery located behind the Hinds County Sheriff's Office, Hinds County Penal Farm in Raymond, Mississippi, just outside of Jackson. The site, referred to as Paupers Field for Hinds County, where individuals who died unclaimed or without funds were buried. It lies behind the Hinds County Penal Farm in Raymond, Mississippi. The county coroner's office indicated that 672 individuals are buried behind the jail in Mississippi. They were put there between 2008 and 2023. At least 215 burials since 2016 were made without notifying next of kin. Why this matters? This situation drew national attention because it appears family of those buried did not receive notification, and many graves are marked only by a number and a metal rod. It raises civil rights concerns over death notification procedures, transparency, and respect for deceased and their families. Yes. Matt, please. I may go there.
Absolutely incredible. Now, you guys, along with Ben Crump and I think Attorney Dennis Wheat, you all are asking for a federal investigation, that the feds come in and take a look at this and see exactly what's going on, because there's some questions as to Dexter Wade's death when he was hit by the police officer. Whatever happened with the officer in this case? And why wasn't his family ever notified that he was dead and not just a missing person? So bottom line, you want an investigation, right?
We think many civil rights were violated in Dexter Wade's case.
So this says here, the cemetery sits behind the Hinds County Penal Farm. The address is 1450 County Farm Road in Raymond, Mississippi. Here's the GPS coordinates. It is county proper, not open to the public as a park or historical site. There is no visitor parking or signage pointing to the burial field. The burial ground is on restricted land managed by Hinds County and adjacent to the working jail complex. To visit legally, you must request permission through the Hinds County Board of Supervisors, which oversees county property, through the Hinds County Sheriff's Office, which controls the penal farm area. Journalists and civil rights attorneys who have visited did so by appointment or with press credentials after coordinating with the county. There are what to expect. There are a row of metal markers with numbered plots and stakes. Many graves are unmarked beyond a tag number. The ground is uneven and not landscape. Visitors describe it as a quiet field bordered by trees. If you want to pay respects, you can do this.
Not notifying the family, burying him without permission when you knew who he was. That's the key issue right there. You knew who this individual was. And if you look at the Dexter Wade case, it's sad, but Dexter Wade's uncle was killed by Jackson police, and they knew the family because they was involved in an ongoing lawsuit with that family, with Attorney Sweets, who you're talking about. So this is very, very, very troubling for us for you to know this family already, and for you to do something like this. This was adding insult to already injury that you had done to this family, Isaiah.
So now I put in here, is this legal? You guys can kind of get a glimpse of what I see. There's a prison fights video. Lilladal won the world championships at 57 or 61 kilograms. What's going on in Jackson, Mississippi? So this, I asked ChatGPT if it was legal, and it said under Mississippi state law, the legal framework, when a person dies in county custody or within county jurisdiction, no one claims the body within a set period, 5 days, the county coroner is authorized to dispose of the body in a decent and sanitary manner. The Board of Supervisors, there we go. The Board of Supervisors, the county governing body, designates a burial place often called Pauper's Field or Potter's Field for unclaimed people. There is no statutory requirement. It's disgusting. Yes, it's legal. Legal, yes, under outdated Mississippi statutes that give counties broad discretion. It's unethical and it's unstable, and it is a travesty of justice. It is absolutely disgusting. What we're seeing is disgusting. I mean, it's across the board, though. I mean, we're seeing it. The more authoritarianism that is being pumped into our society through the mainstream media, the more authoritarianism, the more people who support the authoritarians, the more they become authoritarian. You're seeing it. Put a 1 in the chat if you're seeing your friends and family who support this administration, if they're more and more illegal's illegal. It's ridiculous. And if you're illegal, well, then absolutely anything can happen to you. They could take your teeth out while you're still alive, and it's perfectly fine because illegal is illegal. And the more this train wreck of an administration continues to pump brutality and violence and G.I. Joe losers in our streets, the more people who support the right become more bloodlust, more quenching to punch down. Hey, you're getting Oreos with your SNAP benefits, you son of a bitch. How could you get Oreos? The more it's just, we're living in, I think my friend from the Free Thought Project, he put out a meme today and he said, we are living in the worst of times. It's the worst. It's the absolute worst. Welcome the new members. Thank you, Chevy. I appreciate you. Let's Go TVO. Thank you, Irish Eyes. Thank you, guys. John Eagle, thank you for coming by. Denver Metro Audits came by, threw in a comment. Good to see you, Denver Metro. Good to see everybody. Thank you so much for coming. Danelle Brown, BS Unleashed. Do Not Disturb Audits. Do Not Disturb Audits and Quizzy, you guys are new Team DLZ members. You guys got to get your little badge. You're 3 or 4. Let me see if I can. I can't. Let me see. I don't have any more memberships. I'll have more memberships to give away on the 1st. Sorry. I will give away on the 1st because we get to give away like 10 memberships or something like that on our channel. As soon as I can give away more memberships, I will. And I will give those away. But Quizzy and Donut, you guys got to become members. And I will give away more memberships as soon as I'm able to do it. Thanks you guys who bought memberships. I really appreciate it. If there's anybody I did not mention, I really appreciate you guys coming. Mikey, was Mikey in here? Les Paul's in here. Good to see you, Les. Give me an update on your court case. I'd like to know how that's going. Greg, Bruce, Mikey, BS Unleashed, Danelle. My God, what's the matter with you? There's so many of you guys. I love you all. Thank you guys for coming. I really appreciate it. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. I'll see you guys in the next one. Later, Gators. Mr. Bones, Chevy. All right, Quizzy. Send me your shipping address, Quizzy. I'll get you a trifle and cop cards, all right? I love you guys, man. Thanks. Later.